Hey everybody, welcome back to Access Is presented by Color Collections. I am one of your co-hosts, TeeSa.
And I'm your other co-host, Terri.
And we would like to welcome you back or for the first time to another episode of our podcast, Access Is. This is a podcast where we share information with our community in particular because we believe information is power.
And access is everything.
Exactly.
So let's check in. How are you doing emotionally, mentally, and physically with the multiple traumatic life events occurring during the pandemic? More innocent lives were lost at the hands of white supremacy and so much economic instability. We do have some mental health resources that we're going to share with you guys in our show notes. Phone sessions, free or reduced prices. So definitely make sure you check the show notes at the end of the podcast for the details, and you guys will be able to find out different resources that we have available or that we know of that are available. Excuse me.
So to check in, I am fine. Thank you for checking in. Thanks for asking because we've been gone for a long time for our normal viewers or listeners because we're on YouTube, guys, so you can watch this. So for the normal peeps who keep up with us, we have been gone, but we're sorry we have been adulting in a pandemic. So a lot has been happening. So it was just hard. We still working full-time jobs, guys. So it's hard to fit in some podcast time. But checking in, I'm okay. Thank you for asking. It has been rough to not be able to plan life or participate fully in life and just go to work as essentially needed and get food and, get gas, and that's your whole life. Thank God for Netflix. And even though I know a lot of people, they're like, I've watched everything on Netflix, but thank God for Netflix and books and TV. Honestly, I don't even have time for all that, guys. If I'm gonna be real with y'all, I haven't had a restful pandemic. I have been going to work. I'm in school full time. I'm exhausted. I need a vacation. I need a break. I need some time in the house to sit around and not do anything. So I am jealous of the people who are just very rested and rejuvenated during this pandemic period as much as they can be, aside from the stress of it all. Terri, how are you doing in this pandemic?
I would say I think that I'm better off as far as I'm making sure I take the relaxation time. That we're in DC, so TeeSa and I both live in DC. I actually work in DC and I take the public transportation. So I've enjoyed working from home. This has been phenomenal for me. I feel like I've never had the autonomy with my life as an adult that I now have. So I'm living it up. When I heard people talking about they work out every day, I was like, who's doing that? I ain't got time. Now I have become one of those people. I'm like, oh my God, how have I never been this person? Like, I'm about to go buy me a bike too, so I can become one of those. I'm enjoying that part of the pandemic. What I will say, and we're going to talk more about mental health later on in our podcast. TeeSa made a comment to me, and it's been made to me before. My mom said the same thing recently, and I was like, oh. So in speaking on mental health part, I would say that even though I feel fine, I feel more rejuvenated. I have noticed that other people have commented that, man, you're a Debbie Downer. Why are you so negative now? And I think that we're going to talk about it further, but I wanted to make sure that people are cognitive of the fact that even though you may be in a space, be aware of your friends and family that say things like that, because that is indicative of a change in your behavior. So whereas I might think that the pandemic is not affecting me at all, it is obviously the stress is actually coming out in other ways. So I am trying to de-stress and work out and everything, but I can see it. And when you mentioned it, I was like, oh, damn, I have been saying a lot of negative stuff. I have been dwelling on a lot of the issues that we're all having, which is normal, but you want to also ensure, like you just said, you don't stay in that same place, because then, I was quarantining alone, but now I have my nephew, but I also don't want to allow or, get down in this depressed state by myself. And then I'm, staying in that same space. So definitely be careful of that. And be mindful when you see, your friends and family, if you do notice changes, talk to them about it and make sure that they do have the resources to get the help if they need it.
That's a really good point. And in another episode, I think we can discuss kids and the teens.
Oh yeah.
How it may be affecting them and affecting their parents who's stuck with them, who's pandemicking with them. Should I not say stuck with them?
No, it's appropriate. It's appropriate. Nobody said that a 14-year-old was going to be so difficult. Ooh, Jesus, I didn't know.
Yeah, the offense, my Lord. Yeah, but So Terri made very good points. Pay attention to your own mental and emotional well-being, as well as your friends and families. Check in with people, especially if they are quarantining alone. I know a lot of people just kind of not even quarantining and just over it, but for the people who are quarantining alone, or even if they aren't, you know, they may have family quarantining, like Terri's mom is in Florida, so she can't necessarily get to her. Her mom is a essential worker, so you know, just check on everybody as often as you can because it's important. They may have, you know, economic stress. They may have lost people. People are losing pets now, losing homes, losing jobs. So yeah, it's just a stressful time, guys. It's a stressful time. But if you can get out there and ride a bike, my sister bought a bike also. So if you can exercise, any enjoyment or relaxation you can get during this time, take advantage of it basically. Because 2020 has, she done snatched all our edges. She done came for us in the worst way. So whatever good you can get, take it.
Feel that joy.
Still that joy. Yes, keep that. Because take it for all of us. Because 2020 done showed up and showed out. Okay.
I do want to shout out real quick. TeeSa mentioned that she is in school full time and she's about to graduate with her master's in. That's when you say what your master's is in, because I don't.
Oh, I didn't even. Thank you for. I didn't even tell her to tell all my personal business.
Well, I'm excited for you, so I'm sorry.
Yeah, in cybersecurity. So thank you, Terri. I was supposed to have a graduation in June. That got canceled, as did my sister's graduation. With a lot of graduations, high school graduations, proms, all those things are missed. So again, we'll revisit that in our episode with the teens, and maybe another episode about just missed life events and how we can get past those. A lot of people like big birthdays, 40 and 50, and trips and weddings. A lot of things missed. But anyhow, so we're good. We hope all are good. If you're good or not, check in with us. Comment below. Comment on any of our platforms. Let us know how you're doing. Let us know how you're coping. Give us your ways that you're getting through it. Terri is over there having exercise challenges with her nephew. Over here, you know, working away, trying to stay sane. Yeah, keeping busy. So busy is good, right? You keep busy, time goes by quickly. Busy is good. So I'm not complaining, but that's what I'm not doing. I'm not complaining. I'll say that. Keeping busy. So going to our next segment is what we like to call Shades of the Day, because again, we are colored collections. See how that play on words? See how that works, guys? So Shades of the Day, this is a little segment that we call Shades of the Day, and it's what things in the media, pop culture, or politics, etc., that's creating a positive vibe that you would like to shine a light on, a good shade, or something that's not so good, something you're not rocking with that you want to dim a light on. Terri, do you have any positive or negative shades for us today?
I got a bunch of different shades. So we're going to start with a shade that we want to shine a light on. And I'm super excited to announce, I guess it's already been announced, but just to remind you guys that we have Mayor-elect Ella Jones in Ferguson, Missouri. She will become the first Black person and the first woman to lead the city. Yes, come on now, Ella. So we all remember Ferguson. Yes, let's clap up for Miss Ella Jones. We remember Ferguson, Missouri. We first really noticed it with Mike Brown and the passing of it, or the murder of Mike Brown in 2014, and all the rioting and different actions that occurred there.
Protests and yeah.
That's when I think I was made aware of Ferguson, but that was definitely a big ups. We've had a couple different changes, and I like to see that. It's taken a little bit of time, but we're now seeing that the people are being represented by somebody that looks like them. So we love to see it. So
that's awesome.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was gonna. So Terri picked these for us, but she did a wonderful job. I agree and concur with the positive shades and the negative shades, because we are kindred spirits. So I'm right here with her. So the negative shade that she picked, I definitely agree with that. It's something we want to dim the light on, and we want it to quietly fade into the background and go away. That's what we want. We want a quiet fade. And what she didn't put on here, but we're gonna get to it, was what is it, Terri? You know, was this a ploy for album sales? But
oh yeah.
So of course the infamous Kanye West And his campaign, and for those of you all who are not watching the YouTube, campaign in air quotes, if that's what you call it, for president of the United States, that's kind of in conjunction with his new album that's soon to be released. But anyhow, so talking about the viral video of him in the club giving a campaign speech where he went on a wild rant, went into tears, talked about how his dad wanted to abort him, he wanted to abort his daughter. Just it was over the top. Which takes us back to the conversation about mental illness, a lot of the anti-Black rhetoric that we're hearing from various media outlets, people in our personal lives, people in our professional lives, all over social media, how the racists are just coming out the woodworks. It was like the whistle that don't let the dog whistle, literally, figuratively, and they heard it and they're coming out raising their hand like, I'm sorry, did you call me? Who called for a racist? Who ordered one? I'm here. So, like those things, here's Kanye right on cue. And Terry and I, we have some interesting thoughts on it back and forth because Terry is not giving him any slack. I dim a light on it. I do think, yes, he has some serious mental illness issues that I don't know who's working on it with him, for him, what he's doing, but they're there. They are present. I'm not trained in that field, but I can see it. So as we all can at this point, and that he has spoken on. So Terry, tell me how you feel about it before I bring it back around to some other family that we're gonna discuss in with this. What?
Yeah. So I am gonna say I am not with it. I don't believe that his anti-Black rhetoric is a symptom of the bipolar or whatever his mental illness is. We're not even, whatever it is.
So Terry is saying that, sorry to cut you off, but to explain for the people, Terry is saying that because I've been truly under the rock of work and school, and I've been out on these internets and these interwebs, but Terry has had time, and she sees on these internets that people are saying that his anti-Black rhetoric is directly correlated or is his mental illness. Take it away. Go ahead.
I'm not buying that. Because we talked about this before, and yes, he was super pro-Black in this stage, but we're now in this stage and you're not, and that does not mean that now because I'm in this next stage, that because I now have this diagnosed mental illness, that we can group everything, all of my different, problems and, issues. No, you can't. That's who you are now. That's it. I've evolved just like we've evolved. I now am pro HBCU. I'm not mentally ill because I'm now pro HBCU. I've just now changed my thinking. Bro, you didn't change your thinking. And part of that thinking is, fuck Black people. No, I'm not with it.
Okay.
I'm absolutely not with it. I did say I was going to stop cursing, but that's where Ye is, and I'm not with Ye on that part. So okay. That's a symptom or now a byproduct of your mental illness, bro.
So, and I mean, I'm from back in the day. However, I do a very good job of separating the artist from the art throughout all these incidents and these different people. Over the years, it's never really bothered me because I'm good at separating. I don't know you personally, and I don't know, personally the owners of Target. I can separate them from the product I'm buying. I'm very good with that. But Ye has taken us through it. Okay, it's like we've been in a relationship, and he's really taken us through. It's harder and harder for me to separate, and I'm trying. Okay, I want to support. I'm trying, but damn, and I don't agree that he truly has this anti-Black spirit. I don't think that that's where he has evolved to. I do think that a lot of the things he say is indicative of his mental illness flaring up, for lack of a better term. Don't at me. I'm not trained in this. I don't know the proper language, and I don't mean it in any disrespectful way. But I think it is a symptom of like, maybe I'm off my meds, I'm having a rough time, I'm stressed, so I'm acting out, or I'm saying things like, I don't think this is his normal every day. I think this is in a bad state. I'm not gonna say his worst, but this is a bad state. And so then we see this, and because he is a Black man in America and has been for his whole life, then that's, you know, and it's a topic that comes up, it's all over media right now, you know, what we are going through as Black people in this nation. So I think it's just a topic that kind of comes up. And when he's going on these rants, I don't think they're short. I think we get the snippets or the sound bites that are anti-Black rhetoric, or, you know, the most sensational. So I don't think that's truly where he is, being raised, you know, by the way he was raised and where he was and who he was foundationally, prior to kind of the evolution of his mental illness. I don't think he hates Black people. I just think, yeah, the mental illness is ramping up, and not reading, being an advocate of not reading, not me, y'all, him, let's be clear, not reading, but talking, not having a good publicist that's gonna say, sit there and be quiet, look good for the camera, get on stage and perform and do great. And then, like, unless you have the facts, unless you will speak, even for this podcast, Terri will mention things and I will say, well, you could talk about it because I don't have the facts, or I've not seen that or read on that. I don't think he goes by that motto. I think he just speaks and thinks whatever he comes out with is going to be genius, but this is not your music. You're not in the studio. So I think that's what happened, but we will see. Terri is on the side of, nope, he's not with the Blacks. I'm on the side of, he's with the Blacks, but he's really having a difficult time right now. So I guess we're going to see how that unfolds.
I have a question for you.
Go ahead, Terri.
Do you think that if he was married to a Black woman, we would still be having this same discussion? Or do you think that because of who his wife is, that's now shifted and we're quick to place that blame because of Kim Kardashian and all of the things that go attached with that?
I'm not going to say to a Black woman. I'm going to say if he was married to a good woman who cared about him.
That's a real hot take. That's a hot take.
Whether she be purple, pink, blue, Black, white, whatever, I think a good person who truly cared about him and strategically put things in place to, for lack of more other better words, protect him from himself. Mm-hmm. Because there's other people standing around that he's paying, you know, is his team is there. He didn't get in his RAV4 and drive up there by himself, snatch the mic from the DJ. They moved the light tent. Like, this wasn't a solo venture. A whole team put this in place. A team that is being paid. So they being paid, you do what you do because you're paying me. But as a family, and his wife who cares about him, who also has the finances to be like, no, actually, I'm going to pay another team to be around you for this particular purpose of damage control, also for lack of a better word. Mm-hmm. I'm going to just try to put things in place to really convince you not to go. And at the end of the day, you can't forcibly commit somebody. Terri can fill us in on that unless they're a danger to someone else or themselves. But, you know, were you given ultimatums at home? Were you saying, if you go, we divorcing? Like, were you putting your foot down? Were you slashing his tires? Were you hiding his passport and his license so he can't get on the plane? Because it ain't that hard, boo-boo. It's not that hard for me to keep you from traveling. Did you hide his Nikes so he can't leave? Like, what did you do so that he doesn't leave to hurt himself? Because that's what he's doing. And he's hurting the brand, which goes back to you. But at the end of the day, she I think, only cares about the ratings and the sensation. Like, the more he go out there and act crazy and say recklessness, that's a storyline and that's ratings that's gonna all trickle back down to the show. So that's another conversation. But I'm not gonna say because she's not Black. I'm gonna say probably because she just don't damn care. It doesn't hurt. I don't think it hurts them to see it like the way it hurts just fans of Kanye, fans of old Kanye. Like, that hurts your heart to see that. Like, damn, he is obviously struggling and in pain. And this was, you know, in the Black community, like, yeah, he was very important to us in our culture and the artistry and the culture. Just so it hurts to see that. But I don't think they watch it in as,
yeah.
They probably
right out for him. And that to me was it. Like you said, that, okay, if my friend could come out here, why didn't my wife come out here? Whatever else was happening, you didn't protect your husband. That has been the biggest thing, and I think that's on my hot take is I think that the mental illness is definitely a problem. He's he's in an episode, but I also think that, like you said, your wife ain't really that awesome, and you don't have people that have your best interests at heart, and that's the bigger picture, right there.
Mm-hmm.
That if something happens, hey, these people don't fuck with you.
Or your wife is perfectly in line with your views, be they views that are from mental illness or your regular views. She's in line and in step with that, and this is how she feels. So she's like, yeah, go out there and say that about Rosa Parks, or I'm sorry, go out there and say that about Harriet Tubman. Go out there, go do that, say that speech. Yeah, like she helping you proofread it at night, and she was like, yeah, this looks good. Like,
so this is Melania and Donald Trump all over again. Okay.
Maybe that's what it is. I don't know, but it don't look good. I tell you that much. From whatever angle, it just don't look good. So yeah. So okay, we're dimming the light on that.
Yeah.
Terri, what else are you dimming the light on?
Sadly, I got another dim. We got the governor of Georgia, Brian Kemp, suing the mayor, Miss Keisha Bottoms, for a mask mandate when there are 3 other mayors in the state who have also enacted the same laws. So we already know what it is. It's not even, and of course the other mayors are 3 white men. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it, so we know what it is already. Miss Bottoms is out here, and we stand for her. We're definitely supporting her. I think it's more than just because she's a Black woman. I think that it also has to do with the fact that Atlanta is, their biggest city. It is a Black city. It's a wealthy city, and who gonna check him? That's his thing. I'm still trying to get over there for this re-election. Y'all not gonna check me. You're not gonna be more popular than me, Black lady. I'm still running this, and I'm gonna make sure you know. So even though he also, and then update to that, he went back and said, hey guys, make sure you wear a mask. It's probably the best thing to do. So you suing me, but you telling people to go wear a mask? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So we're definitely giving the light on old Brian, because Brian is out here wild.
Yeah, that's real suspect. He out here wilding, but I'm sure his wife is in full lockstep with that, unlike the Kanye situation. But anyhow, okay. So finally, a good thing to shine a light on, to wrap it up with, is just we want to shout out all of our beautiful Black businesses that have seen an increase, maybe their first increase in revenue and in business and in traffic due to the pandemic and everything that's happened and awareness. A lot of people of color, or people in general, are, purposefully and intentionally utilizing our Black businesses. So keep doing that. It's good to see. And so that's just something I've bought lots of things from Black businesses during the pandemic. I mean, I've tried not to do too much shopping just for food and stuff, but like I got my sash, my cap and gown thing from a Black business, and getting different products. So Terri stays getting all the good products from Black businesses. So keep doing that if you can. If a Black business has it, try to get it from them if you can.
Yes.
Go support.
I'm going to tell you, I guess I'm going to wait for us to do some shout outs for some Black businesses at the end, because I've got one I just thought about that was amazing. So let's
do you want to go ahead and shout them out? You want to shout them out?
So I joined a bunch of different groups on Facebook, and randomly somebody was looking for a Black designer, and I thought that was amazing. There was a Black designer that makes wedding gowns, and the prices were between $750 and $2,000. Thought that was absolutely phenomenal. We don't necessarily see those types of prices for Black designers. The gowns were beautiful, and I was, of course, not prepared. So you just give me 2 seconds.
Okay.
I don't even have a fiance, but I was like, this is amazing. So I guess if I do get a boyfriend,
this girl is a planner. Be strategic.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm over here ready. So House of Bella Chings. I'm sure I'm not pronouncing that right, but we're going to put that in the show notes too. It is absolutely gorgeous. And again, it was $750 to $2,000. You cannot beat that. And they were gorgeous gowns.
Well, it's a great pricing, but some people that may be a bit, so we're not going to say you cannot beat that, but that is great pricing in comparison to the rest of the market for wedding gowns. That's what we shall say. Because we want to alienate anyone who
I have not bought any. So
yeah. So, okay, to the meat and the potatoes, as they like to say, we will get to our access point of the day, which is we want to be that access point to bridge you guys with information. So the main thing we want to talk about today, to touch on very quickly, because we're going to try to do shorter episodes to not inundate you guys with information, but more election information. So some things will be just some updates, some info we promised you from previous episodes. Some things will be repetitive because we need you to get it, and then some new things. So the one thing is going to be repetitive, but you really, really need to know. Terri, do you want to read the website they should be familiar with and the things they can do on that site?
Number one,
No,
vote.
read the web. Oh,
I am, but that was our big.
She was getting into lecture mode. Calm down, because I see you going over the top.
I wasn't gonna go crazy, but
she was about to go all full Angela Davis on y'all. Bring it back.
Let me bring it back.
Woosah. Okay.
The website is www.vote.org. So that's vote.org. We keep reinforcing this voting, and we're going to continue to tell you guys why, because it is absolutely imperative. Again, they wouldn't be trying to take it away if it wasn't important. So some of the things that we're definitely hoping that you guys will do and encouraging you to do is make sure that you're registered to vote, check your registration, check to see where you have to go vote. If you're not registered, register. If you moved, make sure you update your address, request an absentee ballot, sign up for reminders about voting. Locate your polling location. If you, one of the people that we had talked to, her voting location changed 2 different times, and you've got to stay up on that. Make sure that you complete your census. TeeSa is going to go back and she's going to talk to you guys about why you need to complete the census. But you guys, all of this is imperative in knowing and being prepared to vote. Knowing who's on your ballot, knowing where you have to go vote, knowing if you're registered, knowing you don't have to have your ID. But for us, we've seen that they're going to put different things in place to maybe stop us or discourage us from voting. So make sure you have your ID. If you have your voter registration card, bring that with you. If you've got to wait in line, if you're not able to get off work, make sure you plan for these things. Plan to go vote just like you plan to go do other things. If we plan to go out for the weekend, we're going to get our hair and our nails done. Plan to go vote. Make it an actual plan. Make sure you checked everything. You cannot say this enough. Plan to go vote. And we also have, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. Terri, I think all those things are things you can do at vote.org. So that's why she started by giving you that website, because on vote.org, you can do all the things that Terri is naming, or will feed into a website where you can do those things. Go ahead, Terri.
I was going to say, we've talked to different people, and you can absolutely find everything online. That's what he's telling you guys. Go to vote.org. There's nothing that you can't find about your voting state at that website. So that is imperative that you guys go to that.
Okay. So for some reason, I was going to share with you all the definition of a primary election, but I think we're past that. If you want to know what it is, go ahead and tag us in the comments, email us, ask us, but I think we're past that. But what we will share is some late breaking news, just into that last piece that Terri said about the census. And for those of you watching, no, I'm not cross-eyed, but I'm gonna be reading because, I don't want to mess anything up. So what you may have heard lots in the news, of course, about the census, that's been obvious over the last year or two. The census. Unfortunately, we are sad to report today that there are actual real life people that Terri and I know in our actual real life, mostly that she knows, who have not, I ain't even gonna say mostly that she knows. If I ask, I'm probably gonna be upset. So probably some people that I know and love also, that have not and will not complete the census. First of all, the same way we tell kids, don't tell me you don't like Brussels sprouts if you haven't even tasted a Brussels sprout. If you haven't opened up and read your census form, gone to the site to see even what it's asking you, then be quiet. And don't tell me about what the man gonna do with what information or who knows what when you're giving it off away for free on your smartphone all day, every day, NT ways. And guess I said NT ways. So one, be informed about the census that you refuse to do when you're spouting whatever rhetoric that you heard on whoever's whatsoever show. So do your census. It takes all of 5 to 10 minutes, okay? It is less information to fill out the census than it was for me to get an email account. It's not that serious. And it is to help you,
Community.
To help the community. Terri is over here getting really upset at Angela Davis. So let me try to get through this. So complete your census, please, please, please. We were gonna do a whole little episode on a census. Maybe we still need to. It literally did not ask my social. It did not ask me, was I a citizen? It was so simple. It was easier than resetting a password, bruh. The questions they asked me to reset a password about homes that I owned a decade, I was like, I don't know what street I grew up. Okay, the census was not that hard. So let me give you some background so that you can really understand what this is all about. Because as we have said before, maybe not to you all, but we will. Some people, I'm not going to say the Republicans, but some people, they are playing chess. Y'all are playing talk. I need you to catch up. I need you to strategize. I need you to see. And if you can't, then at least align yourselves or take a moment to listen to, read, and research and be informed on what you don't know. Okay? So let me give you this info that I'm reading. New thing, fancy thing. I'm reading it. The fifth sentence of the Constitution, I don't expect you all to have read the Constitution. I have not read the full Constitution, but the fifth sentence of the Constitution specifies that persons residing in the state should be counted every 10 years to determine each state's share of seats in the House of Representatives. Okay, quick lesson in government. So we have two bodies in the Congress. We have the House of Representatives, and we have the Congress. The Congress, the senators, is two for each state, right? So it's 100 of them, because surprise, basic math, 50 states, two senators each, boom. House of Representatives, however, that is based on population. It's 435 members in the House, okay? So when that majority is winning, that's, it matters how many representatives you have for your state. That's why California has so much power, because they have, so many more representatives than a state like maybe Idaho, who has a smaller population. So give you some more history. Actually reading this, didn't make this up, okay. The 14th Amendment, which ended the counting of an enslaved person, i.e. Terri and I, and some of you all who are listening, your ancestors. So the 14th Amendment, which ended the counting of an enslaved person as 3/5 of a person, goes further to require the counting of the whole number of persons in each state. Persons, not citizens, not legal citizens, persons in each state. Recently, President Trump released a memo that calls for an unprecedented change to the constitutionally mandated count of every person living in the country, the exclusion of unauthorized immigrants from the numbers used to divide up seats in Congress among the states. However, it is Congress, not the president. And this is in Article 1, Section 2 of the Constitution, is Congress who has the power to carry out the actual enumeration, that's basically the counting, the numbering. So Congress has the power to carry out the actual enumeration of the country's population in such a manner as they shall direct by law. So this means that, first of all, it's not the presidential power, it's not the executive branch that can carry out the census and the actual numbering of the population, the counting of the population. However, President Trump's administration, they've released this memo that they want to essentially remove all non-citizens, right? People who are here, however they're here, they're not citizens. We're not going to say illegally, but they're not citizens. Remove them from being counted as whole persons on the census, right? In addition to that, the state of Alabama has an ongoing federal lawsuit where they basically are saying they want to do the same thing. In quotations, because I want to be sarcastic, they're saying that they're trying to avoid losing a seat in Congress after the 2020 census because they want to leave out unauthorized immigrants. So leaving out people who will keep a seat, that math don't even add up. But anyhow, this is what they are working on. Basically, the whole gist of this is on the census, they do not want people who are not citizens to be counted. That means that then your state will have less people. That means you will get less resources, less federal funding, less assistance. And if you already live somewhere where you have less, and less, they want to take even more away from you, okay? So that's the long game. That's the strategy of it. So you not doing your census for whatever reason, if you're poor, that only hurts you. That only compounds you being poor. I might be okay, okay? Terry might be okay. He might be okay.
Come on.
We're getting by. You, however, if you're catching the bus under broken down or dilapidated bus stops, or that's if you even get ones that provide shelter and covering, if your streets aren't filled with litter and trash, if you don't even have hospital and urgent care facilities and child care facilities in your communities, if pre-K is not provided for free in your communities, these are the things that you won't get, and the little bit that you have, they're going to take away because you're not doing your census so that you can be counted. And then they're also on the back end, they're hitting it from two ways. They're convincing you and brainwashing you not to do your census so that even you that are here legally are not being counted. And then they're also hitting it from the other end to say, you know what, for those that do it, if they are legal citizens, though that's not what the Constitution says, we don't want them counted on the census either. So they're shoring up all their possibilities in their strategy. But again, if you got it like that and you're doing good and you need nothing for your community, you need no municipal services, then you go ahead and skip the census. But our schools need more, our streets need more, we need more. So I've done my census as soon as it came to the house. Terri, did you do your census?
I did my census. I was hype about it because I've only done a census one other time. So I was hype. I was like, whoo, look at me. I got a census. And when I talked to people, that's why I was so great. I thought maybe it was a different census because I'm like, well, no, I filled it out. And I understand, like, just like I understand that the school board going to the school meetings and all of that stuff is imperative because though I don't have kids, I do want the kids in my neighborhood to have a safe school. I do want to have resources. I want to have a park across the neighborhood. I want to be able to afford to live in this neighborhood. I am the public transportation person. So I may be able to afford some Ubers and stuff, but I understand that if you're getting a housing voucher, this may be your only mode of transportation. This is all you got. So if this bus no longer runs around here and you got to work late at night, now what do you do? No,
There's no light at the bus stop, or the bus is disgusting and broken down all the time because even they don't give us the nice clean buses. I know there's certain neighborhoods you don't get the nice clean buses. You don't get the bus that's in good repair. You don't get the bus stops that are clean that you can look up on the app and see when. It's a whole different game. But again, y'all keep not filling out your census and listening to your auntie and your cousin and Boo Boo the Fool and all of them, and we're gonna see where you're gonna be come around next census.
Let's talk about the fact that you may not even have a bus in your neighborhood. It's too many people that don't have cars, or my car is broke down. I can't afford to get my car fixed and I need to take a bus, but we don't have no bus in our neighborhood. Because you just said a word already about the buses being different. I've now moved into the city. It's a whole different bus than when I was riding in Arlington.
Yeah, so do your census. And if you're not going to do it, be informed, and please share with us, comment below on why you're not doing it, because we're confused. And if it's because you think NSA is about to get your information, first of all, boo-boo, they're not checking for you. And second of all, if they are checking for you, they already got it. So I'm confused on what life you live in that you don't need to do the census. Enlighten Terri us. Share with us. We would love to have guests. Share with us if you want to come on to talk about why we shouldn't be doing the census.
Or why you're not voting. I'd love to see that. We're going to talk more about dating during quarantine, and there was a lot of different people that were not voting. And I was like, bro, I'm going to have to swipe on you. I can't even do it. So if you're not voting or not filling out your census, hit us up and let us know, and we'll have you on the show.
Yeah, that's gonna be a positive and interesting show. Okay, well, we're gonna go ahead and wrap it on up, roll it on down, because we're trying to do some shorter, more concise podcasts for you guys. So sorry if we came at you a little hot and heavy and angry with that, but please vote. Please do your census. By all means, at least please be informed before you open your mouth. And Terri, take it away.
All right, so TeeSa, what are you, let me make sure I'm okay. So what are you adding to your color collections? So for our listeners, that's any product, business, or platform, or people that you want to give a shout out to or share with so that we can all support them and add to our lives. What do you have?
I'm unprepared. And I've really just, I've been grinding it out during this here quarantine, doing this essential going to work, working these long hours and just doing school. So the last thing that I did buy that I was able to add that was from a Black business that was a great product, packaged beautifully and all, was my graduation sash. So I will post pictures, and we should probably start doing that. Just post pictures of the products and tag the people. And oh, this, so I can shout out this weave. I did get my hair done by a Black girl, and it was super cute. And I told her like, oh, I'll shout you out on my podcast page. So, and I think she's at Best Neat Braids on IG. So shot her out, and a picture of Moa with this weave. Well, I say weave because it's fake, but these faux locks kind of things. They're very kind of like, they're faux locks, but not, they're short and they're not of a texture, a normal texture that you would expect. So I'll shout her out and the graduation sash on the IG page and Facebook page and all that, on all our social medias. But I'm unprepared to have names and websites and things for you right now here today. Terri, take it away.
I was still trying to find the wedding lady because I so wanted to be able to see her. So it's okay. We're clearly both unprepared for that. We knew we were having it, but it's cool. We're gonna also, let's talk about something else because I'm so mad I can't find her. But we're gonna find these people and make sure you guys go ahead, give it away. Come on.
Okay, I did leave a note here, guys. This is how long it's been. These notes from when we've been meaning and meaning and meaning. We've been meaning and meaning to get y'all another podcast since before Michelle's documentary came out, since before the Beat Wars, since before Insecure ended. We want to talk about all those things, so we will later on. But I did leave a note, a book I just finished that I got through really quickly, and it was pretty good. There Will Be No Miracles Here by Casey Gerald. Young Black man, lawyer, graduated from Harvard. A quick, interesting read, very good. He's a speaker and everything now. And he's here for the Blacks, so I'm here for it. So you can check out that book, There Will Be No Miracles Here by Casey Gerald. That was the last like non-school book that I read. And me and Terri are reading some other things, so we can.
Yeah, we'll be back with our book podcast, our reviews on books soon too. We'll have some videos for that.
Terri, so what are you what are you listening to, reading?
I didn't read anything. I do have a I'm like, I've been a little. Now I have been listening to the podcast. We have our own, but TeeSa put me onto the Nod, and I absolutely love them. So shout out to them. Thank you. Still listening to them. Love them. But I've been listening to Masego. I hope I'm pronouncing his name right. I absolutely like the music, love the music. Surfaces, loving them also. The albums were classified as pop, but I thought they had a great, amazingly like a soulful sound. So definitely check them out too. That was it. Like other than, me and my nephew now have us a workout competition. That's really what we've been doing, working out and making sure BoBiz is happening. So
yeah, check out BoBiz, everybody. Check out BoBiz. Oh, that's what. Yeah, well, we have to talk about that. Terri did a whole virtual like QVC type like marathon of BoBiz. How did that go? Well, she participated in it, and her company is BoBiz.
So I participated in Black Vendor Con. It was an amazing experience. I definitely say if anybody has a Black-owned business, they're going to do another event. It's a virtual, all online, nationwide, worldwide. Anybody can join. And honestly, this was the first time I had such an amazing, I guess, people come out and actually people buy stuff. I had not had that many customers and that many sales at all since, before. So it really gave me a big push to keep going and encouragement. I'll be honest and tell you, I'm still not ready to go to any in-person events, and I've got one coming up, and I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm definitely all for the virtual online events, and it definitely had a QVC feel, and that's how I kind of ran it. So check out Black Vendor Con when it comes up again. It's a plethora of different Black-owned businesses. Any and everything that you want, they were on there.
I'm with it. I'm interested to check them out because I was at work the whole flipping day. But I'm interested to even just check them out as a consumer. So everybody check that out, and we will make posts. We need to make posts for all this. We're gonna get on top of it, guys. We're gonna get together 2021. I'm telling you, we're gonna have our stuff together. And we are gonna come back with the book reviews. We were reading Medical Apartheid, guys, and Terri finished it, right? You finished it, Terri.
Yeah, I finished it. Yeah,
she finished it in the past. I am not at an emotional space a mental or emotional space where I can finish it, it was just taking me to tears, guys. I can't do it. So I'm not even planning on finishing. I'm probably gonna delete it out of my Audible because I can't. So, but I took like detailed notes. It was a lot of information and dense. So I took lots of notes. So we will discuss it. She'll be able to take you to the end of it. I don't think I'm there to finish it. It's just traumatic as a Black person right now. So we will do that. And we also are excited. We're going to start reading because we both have the physical, because we old school, we like the real books. What do we have, Terri? Black Theology and Black Power. Come through. That's about to be a great read. So we're going to review that. And I'm still on The Half Has Never Been Told. You read that, I thought.
No, I don't think I did. That sounds amazing.
So we'll do that as well. And it's very good because it's taking you through right now. It's just like kind of the economic foundation in this capitalist system and how, well, of course it started from slavery, but it, it's taking us through to build up America. So we'll read that also. I'm pretty sure you read that. She reads a lot. She's a voracious reader, and I think she forgets the books. I think you read
them, but okay. It sounds like something I would.
We will review that one, but up next, well, we're going to talk about medical apartheid to get it off the docket. And then after that, we will do a review of Black Theology and Black Power. So if you want to read that with us, come on through. We got our books. And it was affordable, right? I think it
was like $14.99.
Okay, $15 or less. It may also be available on Audible, but I knew I'm going to be highlighting sensation and writing notes and stickies. So I wanted to touch that book. So I got an actual book. Terri, did you get the actual book or you got the Audible?
I did. I got the actual book because it's not on Audible.
No, it's not on Audible. Yeah. Sorry guys, it's not on Audible. So we got the actual books, but it's it's not a big book. I feel like we get through it.
I mean, I think maybe 200 to 50 pages, maybe.
Oh, okay. Maybe. So we'll be excited to do that review. And then, all right, we'll wrap it up. So then.
That's it. So the definition of access is the freedom of the ability to obtain or make use of something. So gain all the information you can and share it with your communities so that we can all benefit.
Yes. And so as always, please tune in. We are on YouTube now at Colored Collections with an S. So find us on YouTube if you want to see our beautiful faces. If not, also feel free to listen to us on all your podcast platforms. And if you have show suggestions, questions, comments, or topics that you want us to discuss, send all your feedback to coloredcollections@gmail.com or at colored-collections on all social media platforms. And yeah, just check us out on YouTube or anywhere. Thanks, guys.
Bye.